Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. ChatGPT said, Tony catches Kody Brown's disturbing behavior toward Mykelti. Court case coming? In a scandal that's sending shockwaves through the Sister Wives universe, a disturbing confrontation between Kody Brown and his daughter Mykelti has reportedly ignited the beginnings of a family legal firestorm, one that could change the Brown family dynamic forever and possibly land Kody in court. The drama exploded behind closed doors, but is now seeping into public view after Tony Padron, Mykelti's outspoken husband, allegedly caught Kody engaging in deeply troubling behavior toward his daughter, resulting in a massive falling out that has torn open wounds the Brown family thought they could hide behind TLC's editing curtain. It all began during what was meant to be a casual visit. According to multiple insiders, Kody had not seen Mykelti, Tony, or their children in several months. Despite claiming to be a present and loving grandfather, Kody had rarely made the effort to travel or engage with Mykelti's young twins or newborn. When he did decide to show up at Mykelti and Tony's Utah home this spring, tensions were already high. What unfolded, according to first-hand accounts, was an emotionally volatile exchange that left Mykelti shaken, Tony furious, and the rest of the family scrambling to respond. The source of the tension? Apparently, Kody's increasingly controlling and critical demeanor toward Mykelti, behavior that Tony and others have described as emotionally abusive and manipulative. During the visit, which was meant to be a bonding moment, Kody allegedly began criticizing Mykelti's parenting, suggesting she was spoiling her twins and not setting proper boundaries. Witnesses say the conversation escalated quickly, with Kody raising his voice, invoking biblical ideas of family hierarchy, and even comparing Mykelti's parenting style unfavorably to Robin's. Tony, fiercely loyal to his wife and children, intervened immediately. What was supposed to be a calm family visit turned into a heated argument between Tony and Kody. According to one family insider, Tony told Kody to get out of their home after he saw Mykelti break down in tears. And this wasn't just a yelling match. Tony reportedly recorded part of the exchange, capturing audio of Kody belittling Mykelti, using phrases like, "You don't respect your father," and "You've been poisoned by your mother." The implication was clear. Kody believes Christine, who has been outspoken about her departure from Kody and Robin's toxic marriage dynamic, has turned the kids against him, an accusation he's made before, but never with such venom, and never directly to his children's faces. But what sets this incident apart from the years of emotional dysfunction within the Brown family is what came next. Tony didn't stay silent. After Kody stormed out, Tony immediately contacted Christine, Janelle, and even TLC representatives, making it clear that he considered Kody's behavior dangerous and unacceptable, not just emotionally, but legally. Tony, who has always been more of a side character in the series, is now being hailed by fans as the first Brown family-in-law to seriously push back against Kody's behavior and possibly pursue legal action to protect his family from further harassment. According to sources close to the Padron family, Tony has consulted with legal counsel and is weighing the possibility of filing a civil complaint against Kody for emotional distress, harassment, and possible endangerment. While no charges have been filed yet, insiders suggest Tony's legal team is currently compiling evidence, including the alleged audio recording, statements from witnesses, and past text exchanges in which Kody reportedly tried to guilt-trip Mykelti for choosing her mother over her father. Depending on how the case evolves, this could mark the first time one of Kody's children or in-laws brings him to court, a move that would send shockwaves not just through the Brown family, but through the Sister Wives franchise itself. And TLC? They're panicking. The network has always walked a delicate tightrope when it comes to portraying Kody Brown. While fans have increasingly criticized him over the years for his emotional immaturity, favoritism toward Robin, and neglect of his older children, TLC has largely shielded Kody from the kind of accountability that fans now demand. But this latest scandal may be impossible to bury. According to a crew member, Tony has refused to allow TLC to use any footage of Kody around his children in upcoming episodes unless the incident is acknowledged and addressed. He has also revoked filming permissions inside his home, meaning TLC producers are now scrambling to rewrite episodes and minimize Kody's on-screen role to avoid further backlash. Meanwhile, Mykelti has reportedly cut off contact with her father, telling him via text message that he is no longer welcome around her children. Christine, devastated but not surprised, has issued a quiet but firm statement through close friends. "My daughter comes first. Her safety and peace are not negotiable." Janelle, who has remained in close contact with Mykelti and Tony, is said to be fully supportive of legal action, even offering to testify if the case moves forward. And behind the scenes, several of the other Brown children have privately come forward with their own accounts of Kody's disturbing behavior, reports that could potentially strengthen a civil case if Tony decides to move forward. As for Robyn, sources say she's shattered by the developments but continues to defend Kody behind closed doors, arguing that he's misunderstood and hurting because of all the rejection. But many in the family aren't buying it. One insider reports that even Robyn's children are beginning to ask questions about why so many of their siblings want nothing to do with Kody anymore. The fortress of denial Robyn helped build around Kody is beginning to crumble, and this latest incident with Tony and Mykelti may be the wrecking ball that finally brings it down. Public reaction to the incident has been swift and brutal. Fans have taken to Reddit, TikTok, and Instagram to express outrage at Kody's behavior. Hashtags like #ProtectMykelti and #TeamTony are trending, with many viewers praising Tony for stepping in where others wouldn't. "He did what Kody never could," one fan wrote. "He protected his family." Others are calling on TLC to fire Kody Brown entirely and either reboot Sister Wives around the adult children and former wives or cancel the show altogether. "There's no reality left in this reality show," another fan commented. "It's just trauma wrapped in editing." Meanwhile, the potential legal implications are serious. If Tony moves forward with a court case, it could open the floodgates for other family members to share their experiences under oath, an unprecedented move that would not only expose Kody's emotional volatility, but possibly spark investigations into TLC's role in enabling and profiting off of that behavior. Already, advocacy groups focused on family trauma and child welfare have begun asking questions about why Kody was given such a platform for so long despite clear signs of dysfunction and abuse. And while Kody has remained mostly silent, sources say he is furious about the rumors and considers Tony disloyal and manipulative. He's reportedly told a small circle of allies that Tony is blowing things out of proportion and trying to smear him for attention. But fans and family alike aren't buying the spin. If anything, Tony's actions have sparked a long overdue reckoning, and Kody may finally be facing consequences for years of manipulation, favoritism, and unchecked ego. In the end, this isn't just about one ugly fight or one emotional breakdown. This is about a decade-long pattern of neglect, gaslighting, and favoritism coming to a head. For Tony, it's about protecting his wife and children from a man who has shown, time and again, that his version of fatherhood comes with strings attached and a volatile temper. For Mykelti, it's about breaking the cycle, standing in her truth, and refusing to let her children grow up confused or hurt the way she did. And for fans of Sister Wives, this may be the most important story yet, not because of the drama, but because it forces accountability on a man who has avoided it for far too long. If the court case moves forward, it will change everything. For now, the Brown family remains fractured, TLC remains on damage control, and the world waits to see what Tony Padron does next. But one thing is clear, Kody Brown crossed a line, and this time, someone is fighting back. And the fallout from Tony catching Kody Brown's disturbing behavior toward Mykelti is only growing more intense, pulling more family members into the conflict and pushing the Brown dynasty to the brink of public implosion. What began as a private confrontation between a protective husband and an overbearing father has evolved into a multi-front battle, one involving possible legal action, broken family bonds, media scrutiny, and a deepening crisis inside TLC's most infamous reality family. And now that the truth is leaking out, piece by piece, it's becoming clearer than ever. This wasn't just a one-time incident. This was the spark that lit a fuse hiding beneath years of dysfunction. In the weeks following the altercation, Tony Padron has reportedly begun compiling a legal case that could expose everything, not just Kody's meltdown at Mykelti's home, but a long history of intimidation, emotional control, and calculated alienation within the Brown family. Sources close to Tony say he's reached out to other in-laws and adult children, hoping to gather statements and build a pattern of Kody's abusive tendencies. Several of Mykelti's siblings, including Paydon, Gwendolyn, and even Aspen, have allegedly expressed support, with some reportedly offering written affidavits or private messages confirming similar mistreatment. What Tony is building, if true, isn't just a case of family drama. It could become a civil suit rooted in emotional abuse and defamation. And the most damning piece of evidence? That audio recording, said to capture Kody berating Mykelti in a rage-filled voice, questioning her intelligence, mocking her for being brainwashed by Christine, and demanding she show loyalty to her real parent. If this audio is authenticated and made public, it could end any remaining credibility Kody has. Multiple people who claim to have heard it describe it as chilling, degrading, and completely indefensible. One source familiar with the legal review says the tape includes Mykelti sobbing, while Tony tries to de-escalate the situation, and Kody continuing to rant even after being asked to leave. Even TLC has reportedly listened to the recording, and their reaction has been a mix of fear, denial, and frantic re-strategizing. According to production insiders, some executives are urging that Kody be quietly phased out of the show, fearing the backlash if fans learn the full extent of his behavior. Others are pushing for a full pivot, focusing on the new generation of Browns and leaving Kody and Robyn in the background. But there's a problem. Kody still has years left on his contract, and any sudden removal could lead to costly legal consequences for TLC. Now, the network is stuck. Do they protect their brand or protect their cast? Meanwhile, Mykelti has gone silent. Once active on social media, sharing cute photos of her children and lighthearted takes on family life, she has now pulled back from public engagement entirely. Fans have noticed the change, the lack of birthday posts, the cryptic captions, the closed comment sections. Insiders say she's emotionally exhausted and choosing to focus solely on her mental health and the safety of her children. According to one friend of the couple, Mykelti has never seen her father in this light before, and it's changed everything. And Tony? He's stepping into a protector role that fans never saw coming. Once known for his quirky personality and goofy commentary, Tony has become a vocal advocate for family boundaries and emotional accountability. He's reportedly begun speaking with advocacy organizations about toxic fatherhood and emotional abuse, hoping to use this painful moment as a platform for awareness. He's also considering a podcast or video series, not for fame, but to tell the truth the show won't. One source close to Tony says, he doesn't want revenge. He wants transparency. He wants people to see what's really happening when the cameras turn off. And let's be clear, Kody's history is catching up to him. Fans have spent years watching his dismissive behavior toward Mary, his favoritism toward Robyn, and his emotional abandonment of his older children. But now, those behaviors are no longer just debated in Reddit threads. They're being documented, preserved, prepared for court. And if Tony files that lawsuit, everything Kody has done, from private text threats to emotionally loaded guilt trips, could become public record. The father who once said he wanted to leave a legacy of love and unity may soon be remembered as a man whose ego and control destroyed his own family. Shockingly, Kody's own defense seems to be falling apart. He has yet to issue a public statement about the incident, but those close to him say he's furious that his own daughter turned against him. He's reportedly blamed Christine for brainwashing Mykelti and Tony, and has even questioned whether the entire situation was a setup to humiliate him. But those around him, even Robyn, are growing uncomfortable with his denial and anger. One insider said Robyn has privately told a friend that Kody doesn't see what he's doing wrong, and that he thinks love means obedience. Some in the production crew describe Kody as paranoid and unhinged, constantly worrying about who's talking to the press or leaking information. The patriarch who once dictated the family's every move is now grasping for control and losing it fast. In a quiet but powerful moment, Janelle reportedly reached out to Tony and Mykelti with support, saying she saw this coming and regrets not speaking up sooner. She's even begun encouraging her other children to limit contact with Kody until he gets help. Christine, of course, is standing firmly behind her daughter, reportedly offering to testify in court if needed and help fund any legal efforts Tony pursues. For them, this isn't about punishing Kody, it's about protecting the next generation. They're done tiptoeing around his emotions, done preserving the family image for a show. Now it's about truth, healing, and consequences. As of now, no formal charges have been filed. But the tension is mounting. TLC is delaying new filming schedules, social media buzz is at an all-time high, and legal teams on both sides are quietly preparing for a possible showdown. Whether Tony proceeds with a civil complaint or not, the message is clear. The era of Kody Brown's unchecked dominance is over. This scandal has already changed the way fans view the sister wives story. No longer is it simply about plural marriage and its complexities. It's about emotional survival, truth-telling, and the courage it takes to stand up to manipulation, even when it's your own family. Tony Padron may not have been the central figure of the show, but in calling out Kody's disturbing behavior and defending his wife and children, he's become something far more important, a voice of accountability in a world that desperately needed one. The court case may be coming. The evidence is building. And the Brown family, once held together by loyalty and love, is now facing the reckoning it tried so hard to avoid.